Hey y'all, it's Casey, and welcome back to Something to Talk About. And I definitely have a few things to talk about. First of all, is I have some announcements that I want to make, some things that I consider to be pretty big. Hopefully, you will too. I have some questions to answer from a couple of reviewers, and I have a couple of books that are coming out this week. Not me personally, but some friends of mine. And I have a contest, and yeah, what else? What I read this week. Yeah, and so we're gonna start with questions. Just because I always, you know how much I love hearing from y'all, and so I like to share with those because maybe you have the same question, and that's fine. Ask it, and then I'll again if I'm not comfortable with it, of course I'm not going to answer it. But we've been through this a million and one times, and there was a million and two. So yes, get yourself something to drink. You know that's always a prerequisite, and we're going to get this party started. All right. So a viewer asked me, Casey, where do you find all of your names for your characters? And she was curious if I use baby books and I don't. I don't use baby books. Um, Honestly, I don't really use the internet, and you're gonna just go when you hear my answer. I actually have two answers. One is just to remind you that I am a nurse by day, and I am responsible for 12,000 active duty members plus their families, and about the same amount of contractors, meaning that people who work for various companies that are contracted by the government. And I am responsible for their. I'm a member of the medical community that is responsible for making sure that all my active duty people are ready to deploy at a moment's notice, and that my civilian workers are ready to face any disease or disorder that they could come in contact with while dealing with the soldiers that are returning. So I see several hundred people a day, and I have seen some amazing names come across my desk. Matter of fact, I have come across some that I'm questioning. Is this correct? And there's usually a story, and I love to talk to people, and so I will always say, okay, your name is X, Y, and Z. What's the story behind that? So I do get some names from there. Now, one other thing that I do is I have awesome people who help me with my stories. And when I say help me, I have three ladies who have zero problems telling me that either A, I'm writing something that's absolutely stupid, or B, it's not going to work, or whatever. And we have a surprise guest here. Looky here, it's Angus. Angus, you're going to say hey? You're going to sit here and say hey, baby? Yes, it's okay. It's fine. They don't care. They don't care. Yep, he's inspecting the makeup. I get inspected every day. It's great. So, I have three ladies who will have no problems telling me that something is terrible, or that they like what they hear, and it's really nice to be able to bounce names off them as well. So they're able to tell me, well, this when I think of this scenario or situation, this is the name that I think of. So those are my two avenues that I get my names from. Just so happens that the day that I got that question, I had text Miss Elizabeth with a question. I love you, baby. I had texted Miss Elizabeth with a question about a particular storyline that I had, and I asked her for a name just because nothing was gelling. So yeah, that's how that works. All right, so some announcements. First and foremost, we have this week I had the extreme pleasure of reading E.L. Todd's Forever and Always. Now, in Forever and Always, E.L. brings us one Miss Scarlet and one Mr. Sean. Now, this couple is the best of friends. They share everything, do everything. Mr. Sean, the book opens with Mr. Sean actually just or is going through in the middle of the remnants of a very bad breakup. And of course, Scarlet does the best friend thing and brings him his needed fix to
help lessen the blow of this breakup. And they're just such a cute little couple because they just share everything. And I so enjoyed the dynamics of the couple. Now, as every romance story goes, someone messes up, and I won't tell you who. I won't say who in this particular story did what to whom, because I want you to read it. I want you to experience what El did for that book, because it really is. It's very well written. Um, at the time that I putting this um, onto my computer, it was a free download. So if that helps in your decision, if you get there and it's not, please don't refer to me for any crazy names. Authors change their mind all the time. Computers have glitches. A million and one things could be the reason why when you go there, it is not free anymore. And even if it is just a couple of bucks, read the little sample that the majority of us give to potential readers, and go for it. What do you got to lose but a few hours of some hot steamy interaction, right? So the link is down there. You know that you've seen the cover, so yes, please. And if anybody knows this El, tell her that I'm talking about her. Gotta have something to talk about, right?
All right, so I got to tell you about 3 books that are either in the process of being released or about to be released. So that I was found out about this week. The first one is by Sapphire Night. Now, how beautiful a name is that? Sapphire Night. It just sounds very, very, dreamy and yeah. Miss Sapphire, I like your name, girl. Anyway, Miss Sapphire is releasing, and you're going to get the link, so calm down. Sapphire Night will release Unexpected Forfeiture, or Forfeit. Sorry, Unexpected Forfeit. Don't, yeah, put the pitchforks away. The second one is by N.A. Alcorn, and please forgive me if I say your name incorrectly. Y'all can screw mine up. You know you will. Blur. Simple name. Again, you're going to have the titles. You're going to have the links. I'm going to take care of you. And then Sacrifice of Love by Miss Stryker. I told you about her book a few weeks ago. Well, the Little Miss Busy Bee's got another one coming out. Get on her list to get some information about that. And so there's 3 books that maybe we'll talk about later. And if you know these authors, let them know that I'm talking about them. You know how much I love to talk. But yeah, 3 books. Check those out. So I have such a soft spot for animals that I let him up here with me. Something that I nearly forgot to tell you about and that I'm so excited about is I'm going to be in a calendar. I believe it comes out tomorrow. I will definitely put the links on, but it is a charity calendar. It is for Coats for Kids. I did some research on it and was absolutely just had my breath taken away. I never really realized how many children we have who don't have proper winter coats. Now, I'm blessed. I live in the South, and a proper coat is not something maybe I use maybe 5 times a year, and it's definitely not the Nanook of the North stuff that a majority of you do wear. But there's just no way that I could ever ignore doing something for a child. Children have no choices in what circumstances they're in. They just don't. We as adults, we choose our circumstances. We choose where we live and who we are. Children don't. And if I can do something to help a child, I'm going to do it. So I swallowed, every bit of apprehension that I had, and I said, absolutely, I will do this, and I will blast it from every single social media outlet that I have that this is going on. I believe it's released tomorrow, Saturday. I have the link. Please, even if you don't want to buy my calendar, or not my calendar, I'm going to take that back. It is not just mine. There are 12 authors, and each of us has a month. I believe I'm Miss August. But if you could go over, and if you don't want to buy a calendar, that's fine, but donate some money and help out a child who, oh my God, doesn't have a coat, a simple winter coat. Max, anything else? Do we have anything else to tell our friends? Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, guys, it's time to go enjoy the rest of that glass of whatever you poured yourself earlier. I can't tell you how much I enjoy this time with you. When I originally thought about doing this, I wanted to, I told a friend of mine, I said, everyone writes a newsletter. And you would think that having the occupation that I do, that writing a newsletter would just be an absolute joy to me. This is fun. This getting on here and talking about and having you laugh and point at me, and it's fine. And I don't have to worry about creating these little blobs of information. It's already there for me. So I just get to sit down and talk about it. And I love this, I can't tell you how much I love sitting down with something to drink and discussing with my girlfriends. So I just feel like that's what I do here. So instead of, writing one more thing, I get to sit and I get to talk to you, and I get to use some of those 30,000 words again. All right, Mr. Max, are we done? Is it dinner time? Doing some dinner? Is it dinner time? Would you like some dinner? Well, tell them. Say I want some dinner. So you gotta let my mommy go so she can feed me. Yes? Yes, my love? All right, guys. Remember, Twitter. Every day I say something inspirational. I am starting writing on Absolute Corruption, the second in the trilogy. I'm going to, again, be in Daytona Beach in February. So please come see me there. I would love to meet you. Look up that calendar. Again, I'll send you the link of how to get that. And again, even if you don't want a calendar, please donate and help these kids out. Imagine your child not having a coat, and yeah. So, what else? Email me your questions. I love hearing from you guys. Subscribe. That way you get instant notification when this happens. Don't forget the books that are coming out this week. And yeah. Oh, and Miss Elizabeth, seriously, stop laughing and be good to each other.